Shalom, everybody. So, it was not about reclaiming the land. It was a 21st century pogrom. You hear things like Israel is an occupier, Israel is an apartheid country, Israel is a colonizer, the Zionist regime stole land from the Palestinians. Over the last few decades, we have heard it all. The world has incessantly painted a very negative picture of Israel, imposing a reputation on the only Jewish state in the world that many people have now come to hate. It is not based on facts, but it continues to be spread. So let's consider some historical facts. But first, if you appreciate my videos, please consider subscribing and giving us a thumbs up. It truly helps us. So, amid a full-blown war with Hamas in the Gaza Strip to respond to the most extensive 21st century pogrom since the Holocaust, Israel is still seen as the perpetrator. How could Hamas accuse Israel of occupation when there are no Jews in the Gaza Strip? Hamas governs the Strip and has done that since 2005, after Israel unilaterally disengaged from the area. After the legislative elections of 2006, Hamas became the ruling party and has been ever since, with no new election in the last 17 years. The Gaza Strip is 100% Palestinian rule and not under occupations whatsoever. Incidentally, the whole land of Eretz Israel is Jewish land and has been for millennia. For those who care to learn history and learn from it, a timeline of the history of the land of Israel can be very beneficial. So if you want to learn from history, here are just a few of the many markers on this critical timeline. Incidentally, Palestine is never mentioned in any of these Bible passages or anywhere in the Bible for that matter. Jewish presence in the land has been uninterrupted for thousands of years. Consider these facts. 1900 BC, God chose Abraham as the father of the Jewish people. Genesis 12, 1 through 3, and Genesis 15. 1900 BC, Abraham's son, Isaac, is given the land as an inheritance and takes the lead over Israel. Genesis 26, 2 through 4. 1850 BC, Isaac's son Jacob is given the land as an inheritance and rules over Israel. Genesis 28, 12 and 13 and Genesis 35, 12. 1400 BC, Moses leads the people out of Egypt and back to Israel, the promised land. Exodus 3, 17 and Exodus 14. 1010 BC, King David unites the 12 tribes of Israel into one nation. 2 Samuel 5:1. 970 BC, King Solomon, the son of King David, builds the first temple in Jerusalem. 1 King 6. 930 BC, Israel is divided into the kingdom of Israel and the kingdom of Judah. That's the split. 1 Kings 11, 31 through 35. 722 BC, the Assyrians conquered the kingdom of Israel. 1 Chronicles 5:26. 605 BC, the Babylonians conquered the kingdom of Judah. 2 Kings 24 and 25. 586 BC, Solomon's temple is destroyed by the Babylonians. 2 Kings 25, 8 and 9. 539 BC, Persians conquer the Babylonians and take control of Israel. Daniel chapter 2. 538 BC, the Jews returned to Israel from the Babylonian captivity. Psalm 126, 1 through 6, and Ezra chapter 1, 1 and 2. 520 BC, Solomon's temple is rebuilt. Ezra 1, 1 through 622. 323 BC, the Ptolemies of Egypt and the Seleucids of Syria fight over Israel. Daniel 11. 167 BC, the Hasmoneans recapture Israel. Daniel 11. 70 BC, the Romans conquer Israel. Luke 21, 20 and 24. 20 BC, King Herod rebuilds the temple. Luke 24, Luke 2, 46 and 47. 6 BC, Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus, the Jewish Messiah and Savior of the world, is born in Bethlehem Ephrathah in Judea. Micah 5:2. Luke chapter 2. 70 AD, Romans destroy the temple. Matthew 23:37-39. 135 AD, after the Bar Kokhba Jewish revolt, Rome, under Emperor Hadrian, renames Israel Palestina and Jerusalem Aelia Capitolina. These are all important dates. So the land has always been a Jewish land, if one is to believe the Bible record. Yet, for some who do not believe in God or do not hold the Bible as inspired and without error, in the original manuscripts that is, we also must include some key modern confirmations. Just a few. 1917, the Balfour Declaration. 1920, the San Remo Conference. November 27, 1947, the United Nations vote for Israel as the modern Jewish state, leading to May 14, 1948, the Declaration of Independence for Eretz Israel, the state of Israel. This all goes to prove that biblically, politically, and historically, the land of Israel belongs to the Jewish people. There were always Jewish people in the land. While their presence went thick and thin through the centuries, there was never a time in Israel when Jews were not present. Even now, the Jewish people gave away Judea and Samaria, also known as the West Bank, and the Gaza Strip. The Gaza Strip is Jewish land occupied by Palestinians, if you really want to know. It's the other way around. It's Jewish land. Since the Oslo Accords, Israel has worked hard at the idea, the concept of land for peace. Yet, here we are, in October 2023, proving beyond the shadow of a doubt that it will never work. October 7, 2023 will be remembered as the bloodiest day in Jewish history since the Holocaust. No matter what you believe about occupation, Hamas has the blood of innocent victims on their hands. As much as the Palestinian narrative has wanted us to believe, this was never about land. Never was, never is, never will be. This has always been about the complete annihilation of the Jewish people and the complete eradication of the state of Israel from the world map. That's the real goal here. If it ever was about land, think about it for a second. If it ever was about land, why is self-ruling 100% Palestinian Gaza complaining about occupation? If it was truly about land, shouldn't the inhabitants of Gaza be grateful for their area, as little as it may be? If it was about land, shouldn't the Gaza residents show an example and grow their region with the funds sent by the global community? Finally, if it was about land, why did Yasser Arafat turn down Israel's Prime Minister Ehud Barak in 2000 when he was offered 100% of Gaza and 95% of Judea and Samaria? Those are questions we need to ask ourselves. That is because the land grab is an excuse for complete genocide. We just saw what Hamas is capable of. They committed a modern-day pogrom against Jewish people and would do it again if given a chance. They must not be given a chance. To be clear, the definition of a pogrom is, and I quote, an organized massacre of a particular ethnic group. Close quote. This was exactly what took place on October 7th, 2023. The ultimate enemy of Israel is Satan, who is obsessed with destroying the Jews. We must understand that this is a spiritual battle before anything else. The Bible promises that when God resumes his program, which hinges around the Jewish people, Israel, and Jerusalem, there will be casualties. Zechariah chapter 12 and 13. But he also promises to never, ever forsake Israel. Jeremiah 31, 35 through 37. Be it Satan, Hamas, or any other anti-Semitic entity, Israel's enemies will be defeated. Although this is 2023 and the Holocaust is only 80 years in our rearview mirror, there are those who would have it all happen again. The never again motto seems forgotten and has been replaced by gas the Jews. This had nothing to do with the land. It was a pogrom. The goal is the murder of all Jewish people, not just in Gaza, but the whole world. Let's face it, friend. Let's face our new reality. It is open season on the Jewish people again. Let's speak up. Let's come alongside Israel and the Jewish people to show our support. Until next time, shalom and be blessed.